Hey guys, Coach TJ here from Invictus Fitness. I'm going to show you guys some variations you can use with CARs. CARs, as a reminder, are controlled articular rotations. And we'll link a video to show you Coach Nick's video where he goes through all of the CARs, right? So he's going to start at the neck, move down. We're going to focus on the hip today. So if you check out his video, you'll see hip CARs, and they're done like this from a standing position. Okay, he works his way there. Foot and ankle come out together, knee comes up, ankle comes under, and he'll work back to the front. We're going to look at different ways that you can modify your body position to just find different demands. And you'll notice that things will change. You'll either compensate in different ways or different musculature will kind of turn on. So one of the most basic ways, and I use this in warm-ups in class all the time, is to do this from quadruped position. Okay, so from this quadruped position, again, my starting point would be from standing. That's where I like to learn these things. But then to pick up and kind of increase the difficulty a little bit, you have to fight gravity a bit more. Try a hip car from a quadruped. Now I'll turn to the side so you guys can see a bit better, but it's the same sequence, just done from a different angle. I'm gonna press through the ground, make my belly tight, and try to keep my spine neutral throughout the movement as I bring my knee up to my chest, my knee and ankle out together. From here, I'm gonna really make sure that I don't lose my low back as I go to internally rotate. I'll bring my knee around and then down to meet the other knee. Then on the way back, glutes and hammy are engaged. Again, not losing through the low back. Work my knee out, externally rotate, bring that knee up towards my chest, and then down to meet the other knee. So these can be done from a quadruped. They can even be done side lying, supinated, supine, pronated on the ground. It's up to you to kind of play with these angles. And that's what's great about CARs, is that you can kind of explore your own movement with this as kind of your baseline. So say you've worked on that, now you've done your quadruped, and you're like, okay, that's cool. Let me see if I can challenge myself. I've got one way, and I'll show you different ways that you can add difficulty. So the first one would be to go to your quadruped position. I give you like a 45-degree angle so you can see here. And then say I'm using my right leg to do my hip car. What if I bring my left arm out, right? So from here, can I hit that same hip car? We'll start the opposite way this time. So we'll kick back, we'll bring that guy around, we'll bring the knee up and down. I'm fighting to keep my balance, and then you'll work back. Same idea, just slightly more challenging as we have to stabilize. Say you're a total ninja and you're like, no problem, I got it. Throw a yoga block on your back and check if you really got it. If your hips rather, are tilting side to side and you're compensating through there, you get immediate feedback through the yoga block, which I might get that feedback right now. Let's see if I can keep that yoga block on my back. So we'll start going this way this time. We come up, out to the side. I might have to make my movement smaller, but I know that it will be true hip movement and not back movement because I've got that feedback of the yoga block. So we talk about this a lot, but it's about your intent, right? It's not necessarily about who can make the biggest circle or the biggest shape. It's about that focus and moving well. Final way that you can add difficulty to a car, and again, you could do this from a standing position too. It's to put a tennis ball behind your knee. So I won't do these two together. You could certainly combine the yoga block and the tennis ball if you want a real challenge, but just so you get an idea, squeeze that tennis ball behind the knee, and I'll just do this without having a balance because it's challenging enough, but you'll kick back, and here, play with some plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. I'll do the rep there in dorsiflexion, pulling my toe up to my shin, and on the way back, I'll try to point my toes. And again, it's just a matter of engaging different musculature and turning different stuff on by adding different implements that force us to irradiate a little more tension or focus a little bit harder on each rep. So try this out. Master first your standing hip car. Then try one from quadruped. And then if you're feeling really good, play with this stuff. It works great as a warm-up or on a recovery day. If your hips are feeling sore, instead of just hammering on some stretches or doing a ton of foam rolling, just have a fun time playing and experimenting with some new stuff, and you'll loosen up your hips that way too. Have fun with this. Enjoy.